Surge365 post-convention call. This is Dwayne Vansel. I'm the Chief Operating Officer from your Surge365 home office in Glen Carbon, Illinois. Well, we had a great time hanging out with a majority of you guys out in hot Atlanta, Georgia, where Georgia's always on our mind, especially when all systems are go. Speaking of all systems go, the gentleman that's seeing it all through, making it all happen, he's the CEO of Surge365, the one, the very only. He's Scott Tomer. Scott, take it away, sir.
Well, thanks, Dwayne. You're absolutely right. This convention was incredible. I know we say that coming out of conventions because it's the most recent one, but there was just something about this one. And tonight you're going to hear the announcements from our director team. And Dwayne, I got to tell you, these directors were on fire this past weekend. But before we get to them, I want to take a couple minutes and talk about some of the awards and recognition, including two new $100,000 ring builder or wealth builder rings that were presented at the convention. Brett Nether, who just got the second ring, representing the $250,000 earnings, and is well over halfway to the next one, which is between $250,000 and $500,000. But that's what happened. That's kind of the history. You know, you're going to hear about a new way to track business expenses that's going to blow your mind. And a contest that I'm absolutely positive every single person on the line tonight, I know that you can win it. We're going to announce our winter regional location. It's a place we've never been to. Okay, we got a convention in a great city on an ocean, and I'm telling you, this is a destination city that the whole family can enjoy. You know, we filled the stage with dozens of people. I want you to listen to this. Dozens of people. We kind of had to get the structural engineers out just to make sure that we can hold everybody on stage. But we got people on stage who've earned with us between $50,000 and $10 million. All with those big checks. I'm sure you've seen them on social media. If you haven't, you check that out. We also had the first person turn $50,000, that $50K in 100 days. I want you to hear that, because she is going to be on the phone tonight, in person, talking about what difference that's made in her life. But imagine 100 days from now being able to have that same story. And you're going to hear tonight how that's possible. But before we do that, I'm going to turn it over to the leader of the team that put this awesome convention together and made sure that all systems are go. Take it away, buddy.
Hey, thanks so much, Scott. You've made a lot of credit, and I'm just going to defer, as you know, that I will, to the team, the great team at your home office standing by to assist you guys to see through that all systems are truly going. We had just an absolutely great time. I heard many of our directors refer to it as a family reunion, and that's from your home office team. We just want to reiterate that all over again. Boy, we sure do love you guys. It's always an honor to hang out with you guys. We got the convention started by just reminding everybody what our mission is and what our why is and our core values, and it was absolute dynamite. And I'll just tell you in a short synopsis, our why is you. Our purpose is you. Every one of you that's on the line, the hundreds of thousands of people that we represent, we work for you. And, you know, we did, Scott. We had a great time hanging out, and the directors really did a phenomenal job. The first director we're going to bring on the line tonight is Malcolm Alexander. Malcolm is going to be talking about one of the greatest tools we have. Lots of tools that we are using in the organization, but a brand new one that Malcolm's surely fired up about. Malcolm, you on the line? You want to tell them what you're excited about tonight?
Absolutely. I'm here, Dwayne. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Excellent, excellent. Well, folks, you know, I am absolutely flat out excited. Yes, Scott, it was just like a family reunion. But, you know, the thing that excited me the most was, you know, I worked with you guys in the previous company, and it really hit me this weekend, you know, that, you know, everyone has different talents. And one of the talents you guys have always brought to the table is family. It's always brought to the table of caring. And that's exactly where we went back to this weekend. And I am just so flat out excited about that. I know I put a post on Facebook that says, you know what, if you're looking for the flash, if you're looking for the hype, if you're looking for all that, that's not what we got. But if you're looking for a company that cares, then Surge365 is the answer. And speaking about care, oh my gosh, you know, we were excited about the app. We were excited about going into technology, Scott. But I'm going to tell you, Dwayne, this webinar is what we have been waiting for. Folks, you can go into your app right there on your phone like you've always been doing, like you've been practicing, like you've been getting down. But you go into the app on your phone, and then you go to Prospect. And under Prospect, you you find, when you're getting ready to send a prospect something, and then you pick the prospect you're going to send, but you're going to see some different options in there. You're going to see an option that says, you know what, maybe, just maybe, this is a local person, and you don't know how to talk to the local person. So you can send them something that says thank you, and then you have something that says, check this out, help me out a little bit. And then you have another option. You can go to an option of sending them the actual video once they said it's okay for them to watch it. But there's a third option. So that option is for the long-distance person. And sometimes you might want to use it for local, but that option takes them to a page where Scott is in his Ferrari. He's excited, but he's so down to earth. He's so cool, and he says, hey, guys, this is a real company. We just want to show you a little something. And he drives off into the sunset, and now they can click travel, or they can work from home, or whatever they click. It doesn't make a difference. It takes them to the same thing. They land your landing page. They sign up for your webinar, and it's just like they're watching a presentation with the CEO of our company. But guess what? If they got a question, they can ask the question, and it goes right to you in an email. And then you can respond just like they think they're on the webinar watching it live. But when that's done, they can sign up. They can get more information. They can sign up right from there. And each one of you has a replicating webinar. Dwayne, this thing is absolutely off the chain, and I am absolutely so excited and fired up about where we're going.
Malcolm, I tell you what, I can still feel your enthusiasm when we were standing there together in Atlanta, Georgia. Thanks so much for sharing a little bit about the app and the new webinar tool. You guys got to log into your app and check it out. Speaking of new tools, we have the one and the only Lucretia Daniels. She's in Atlanta, Georgia, where we hosted this year's All Systems Go. And she's pretty excited about another tool, and she just can't be quiet about it. Lucretia, you on the line? You want to tell them all about it?
Yes, I am right here, Dwayne. Thank you, Dwayne, Scott. I tell you, I am just really excited about the Taxbot. When you all announced that, I went, yes. I am not the best, and a lot of us, we're just not the best with keeping up with our receipts, with being, I guess, compliant, to actually take advantage of the tax benefits that owning a home-based business gives us. We do need to keep up with our receipts. We do need to be compliant. We do need to be on point with that. And so many times with us running, we just don't do it. But with Taxbot, this app that you've added absolutely free. All we need to do is go in and sign up for it in our back office. It comes along with our SBA fee. I think that is just absolutely amazing. So it's going to give us the opportunity to get the most out of our SBA business, with the automatic mileage tracking. A lot of times we forget it, and we look back and we go, oh my gosh, I forgot to track that. Now you don't have to worry about that. It's going to digitally store our receipts, so we don't have to worry about that. I tend to keep up with every receipt. I mean, I've got paper everywhere. It's all over the place. This thing is going to make me look good. It's going to make all of us look good, compliant, and organized, which is going to help us move forward with our business. And when it says it's going to import from our bank, from our checking account or however we use do our business expenses, it's going to go out there, it's going to pull all those receipts, and it's going to make us audit safe, give us audit safe records. I thought, yes, because I'm just not good with paperwork. I'll just let you know. And there's probably a lot of folks that not as well. This thing is going to make us look really good, and that's what I'm so excited about.
Oh, man, that's awesome, Lucretia. Thanks so much. The boss actually said that, Scott Sommer, when he was sharing about it. He said, hey, anybody else not good with record keeping? He held up his hand, and probably 75% of the people did. And I hope what you caught what Lucretia said tonight, absolutely free. If you're a paying SBA Surge Business Associate with us right now, all you have to do is log in the back office, download the Taxbot. You're ready to rock and roll and take advantage of that brand new tool. We had a great time hanging out with everybody in Atlanta. One of the things we were most excited about was rolling out Surge365 University. And on the line this evening is the new $100,000 Wealth Builder Ring earner, Jeannie Sharpless. She's going to tell you just a little bit about it. Jeannie?
Oh, I'll be happy to. Boy, that's a mouthful, isn't it, Dwayne? And I love showing off this ring, and I can't wait for everybody else to experience that same happiness. But, training is essential to our business. It's proven that training builds business growth belief in our business, and it's what makes it real. The Surge365 University offered 18 training sessions with a variety of trainings from membership to travel, marketing, and instruction on how to build a team of successful business owners. It had training for all parts of our business. And you know, it was virtually impossible to get to all 18 sessions. So I'm so excited to say that for the very first time, Surge365 recorded all 18 classes at the convention. And we're so grateful that the recordings will be posted in the back office soon. And that's for everyone who registered at the 2016 convention. The team is now editing the recordings, and corporate will be communicating when they're available. It will be soon, but watch for that communication soon. But don't just watch. Learn from them, and then share it with your team. Back to you, Dwayne.
Hey, thanks so much, Jeannie. Thanks for that information. Thanks for being one of the professors. All of our directors were professors at this year's Surge365 University, and heard that they all did dynamite. Heard special things about your class with Mary Cofield. Jeannie, it was off the charts. Speaking of off the charts, is the one and only Renee Topp, and Renee's on the line with us this evening. And we launched a whole plethora, if you will, of events that are coming up down the road here, and maybe the first time that we announced the events all the way through our next convention next year in 2017. And Renee Toppin's on the line to tell you about the first one that's coming up just right around the corner. Renee? Renee, are you on the line? All right, well, I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's Playa del Carmen, and if you're looking for more information, that's down in Mexico. Going to have a great time down there. It's our very first ETN and Surge365 combined meeting together. It's going to be dynamite, great beaches, great ocean at the Azules. It's a 5-star all-inclusive resort, and you can check that out. You can stop by PTN's Facebook page, the information about it. We also sent information out about it yesterday. And certainly call the PTN office. There's just a few spaces available, and Jessica said if you want to sneak in, you better hurry up and give them a call. So make sure you let your teams know about that. That's coming up in October. The next thing that's coming down the pipe is our regional builder experience. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But next on the line is another event that we have coming up, and he's newly appointed director. Just got the gray jacket. Car is on order, and he's the one and only Nick Pagano. We call him Dr. Excitement, or maybe he's changed his title now. But he's going to tell you about an event that's coming up in January. Nick?
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for the introduction, Dwayne. We are going, as Scott indicated, we are going in our winter regional to New Orleans. That's going to be the second weekend in January, and the company has negotiated a deal with a cruise line to be followed up with a 5-day cruise after the convention. And what the three things that I think, what I have heard people say is that they got knowledge out of the convention, they got some hope out of the convention, and they got courage to change the lives that they've been living. And I know that we're going to try to do that exact same thing when we get to New Orleans in January. So it's going to be a great way to start our year, and we'll look forward to seeing all you guys there in New Orleans.
Thanks so much, Nick. I appreciate it. Another thing that you forgot to mention is they got to meet you, and you're a big shot. And for us, those guys that are there, I know that that's a really special thing that we experienced with our new big shot director, Nick Pagano. Speaking of big shots, no bigger big shot than the guy that's coming up next. He's also a new $100,000 Wells Builder ring earner. That is a mouthful to say. And he's going to tell you about a little bit about what's going on, what Nick just teased a little bit of, and that's that cruise. Vaughn, you on the line? You want to tell us a little bit about the contest?
Hey, you know what? I am on the line. I want to say thank you very much, Nick. I got to give a big shout out to you, man, for your persistency and commitment and faithfulness. I want to give a big shout out to Renee Toppin, because I know she's either on the line or she's signing somebody up. Big shout out to my leaders, just Rick and Brenda, everybody. I love you guys. And Malcolm hit it right when he talked about family. And since we're talking about family, one of the great things about winning a contest is, number one, not only do you get to go for free, but you get to spend time with your family. So after the Winter Regional, I want everybody to make plans to cruise with us on Carnival's Triumph from New Orleans. Now, again, that's the correct way to say it, right? But everybody who's ever been to New Orleans, no, you don't say New Orleans, you say Norlands, right? So a big shout out to Reginald Gould and his team down there, to the beautiful beaches of Cozumel, 5 days at sea with your Surge family for just $404 per person with the interior cabin. But guess what? I said something earlier. You can go for free. Just bonus 3 times between August 5th, right? Write this down, August 5th and November 3rd, and you and a roommate go for free in an interior cabin. 2 more bonuses, and guess what? That puts you in a balcony. Go to your back office for details. And another thing that I want to add, Dwayne, is this. If you thought the convention was good, it is nothing better than going on a cruise paid for by the company and the company owner. So I got to give a big shout out to Coach and Chris and Scott and even you guys for putting this together, because I remember with this past experience, this is the fun part, you guys. If you've never bonused, I want you to make in your mind a commitment that you can do that 3 times, because if you want to win, you most definitely want to be on this cruise. Back to you, Dwayne.
Hey, thanks so much. Appreciate it, Vaughn. And definitely, you guys want to be hanging out. All the leaders will be there. The founders will be there. It's going to be a great time at sea. Speaking of great times, there's no guy that has any more fun than this guy that's coming on the line, and it's Lorenzo Latson out of the mighty DMV area. And he loves conventions, and I think he's going to tell you a little bit about one of the events that's coming down the pipe, and it's in 2017. Lorenzo?
Yes. I'm excited, Dwayne, beyond measure, because we are headed in August to San Diego, California. And, for me, Dwayne, that means a lot, because that's where I got promoted to director and signed my director's contract. So I'm really excited to go out to sunny San Diego, where we're going to have the university again. We're going to have all types of special tools and announcements that are going to be made there. And, right now, what I would like to suggest to everybody is to start working toward that now. We build from event to event. So in August of 2017, I get used to saying that, in August 2017, get prepared. We're headed to the West Coast, you guys. Again, we're going out there. We're going in full numbers. And what's really, really exciting is, again, the word that comes to me when I think about this convention and all the conventions, but especially this one, is revival. We walked away revived, and I believe the same thing is going to happen in San Diego. Back at you, Dwayne.
Oh, my goodness, Lorenzo, just hearing you talk about it, I feel revived all over again. Thanks so much. And, man, that's awesome. It's a homecoming for you. Well, you can't spell California without this next individual that's coming to the line. She represents the west side of this beautiful country of ours. She is the CEO of the CET. She's none other than Coach Arlen. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the heart of convention and share a little story with you. Coach A, are you on the line?
I am, Dwayne. I tell you, what a heart you all have. I have a team member who literally has a disability, and one of the things that was amazing, her heart was to be able to go across the stage. She worked very hard to become a regional builder. And I remember at the first half, she wasn't able to come up on stage, but I remember when her name was called, that there was an elevator that was exclusively just for her to lift her up on stage, and she was able to come on and receive her jacket. There was not a dry eye in the whole convention, and this is what I know for sure. You did it for one person, and we had the opportunity to be able to witness Selena receiving her regional builder jacket and have the experience of knowing that this company definitely has a heart. So there's nothing like it. So thank you so much for that. And again, I know everybody got their handkerchiefs off, and they're still amazed at what you all were able to do. Back to you, Dwayne.
Thanks so much, Coach A. And then Coach A, being modest, she actually, during her 10-minute presentation, brought Selena back up and gave her part of her time. So if you missed it, boy, you sure did. You just missed it. It was outstanding to see her go across the stage, get that jacket put on by our founders, and then see Coach A give her some speaking time during the actual national convention out of her time. What a generous heart and what a generous organization. Speaking of generosity, just one of the most generous individuals I've ever had the pleasure of meeting, and she has made sure that she has stayed on top of the founders and me, the corporate office, to make sure that this next announcement has seen its way all the way through for each and every one of you guys to propel the company into new heights. And it's a new $250,000 Wealth Builder ring earner, Juliet St. John. Juliet, are you on the line?
I sure am. I am calling in from Costa Rica. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. You're loud and clear.
Well, I've got to say that Dwayne, I have been about 12 years with the Tomers now in the travel industry, and I honestly felt that this last convention was the best convention I've ever spent with them. And I think, just to reiterate what everyone said, and everyone who was there knows, it really felt like we were a family. And maybe that is our forte, that we're going to be here and we're going to pay people forever as long as they stay with us, and we're a family. We might not have some of the glitz and some of the hype that other people have, but we got the smokinest comp plan in the industry, and we got founders who actually care about each and every one of us. And I was so excited to hear Scott announce of our new Jumpstart training school. And honestly, in our last company, I spent about a year traveling around with Scott when we first started it, and then years after that with Coach A and really every other director on the line. And the training that we put together, is an all-day event, but it really is going to go over everything we have in our business, which, Dwayne, we don't have enough time to explain that to somebody oftentimes when we're selling them our product. They might have an hour to hear what it's all about, but when somebody comes in and hears not only the structure and the history of our company and our founders and where we came from, but all the benefits available to us with our membership, all the ways you can benefit from having a vortex, all the tax advantages of having a home-based business, taking a lunch break, and then going into the compensation and how to make money and max out the comp plan. What I found when we did a similar type of training before is people who I thought I explained the business to and were excited and put down their money walked out of that training saying, "This is so much better than you told me. I didn't know all this. This is way better than you told me, Juliet." And I think it just created value. And I remember after doing trainings for a couple of years, Scott pulling the numbers of the retention of my entire team and of the people who had attended one of these trainings, the retention was over 90% because people understood what they had in their hands. And they might have bought for one reason, but finding out so many extra things they had, finding out the rest of it just generated, they realized how much value they had in the product they bought from us. So it greatly increased retention, but also I think it's a great training tool. I really feel, I know we've got our first one coming up in Arizona with Scott Tomer doing it and hosted by Coach A, but I really think everybody's priority this week has to be to find somebody in Arizona. If you don't know somebody, find somebody in your team builder group who knows somebody, and you can't do that, go on social media and find somebody to send to that training. Because not only is it going to train the folks we've got, but what Scott laid out, Dwayne, that people, guests, prospects can go in and audit this training, this $149 training for free. So we got somebody who's interested in the business and said, I want to do my due diligence. I want to check everything out first. And we'll say, man, you can go and kick the tires and open the hood, and we'll let you sit in on our company training for free. So you know everything, the ins, the outs, everything about it. And I know what we found is when people go to a training like this, people who walk in skeptical as prospects, halfway through the day, they're going to be signing up. They're not even going to hear half of it, and they're going to understand the full potential. So I think we've got to use this for the rest of the year until we get to Winter Regional, our next big event. Everybody, I think we just got to focus on where is the next Jumpstart school and how many prospects can I get to that school. Back to you, Dwayne. Sorry if I went a little over time, but let me tell you, I'm excited about this.
I know I know that you are excited, and thanks so much for dialing in from Costa Rica. All the best to your family, and yeah, we know you're excited about it. And Scott, you just heard from everybody on the line. Golly, that's just we just tried to glaze the surface of some of the announcements and some of the enthusiasm, and Scott, to bring it back to you, just on behalf of the entire home office team, and I'm sure the thousands of people that are on the line with us tonight. We want to thank you and Coach and Chris for just having and displaying that heart, for pulling your heart out of your chest, laying it on the table, and showing us every day the best way to lead an organization from the corporate side as well as the field is to lead with heart. So, sir, we appreciate you. We applaud you. We give you a standing ovation. Back over to you, sir.
Well, thanks, Dwayne, and thank you, directors, for being on the call tonight. But more importantly, thank you for everything you do to make Surge365 the awesome company that it is. I want to bring Chris Cook on the line right now to talk about and to introduce the first earner of the 50K in 100 days. Chris, take it away.
Well, I tell you, Scott, I'm just excited about everything I just heard in the recap. I mean, I think this convention was special for a lot of reasons, and so many people pointed it out. I mean, it was just good for people to realize we're in a special kind of company with special leadership, and that is our niche. What the Tomer family has done is absolutely, it's irrefutable by anyone that we have the best leadership in the industry, and that's leadership with a heart, that's leadership that's God-fearing, that's leadership that lays it all on the line every time. And then we announce such tools that you've got everything you need. I mean, it's all systems go. If you just take a little time to learn how to use everything from the webinar to, the Wealth Builder and the jump schools and the boot camps and everything that we've got, man, you've got the tools to take it to the next level. Great events. But, Scott, what I'm most excited about is I think we've gotten back to our core value of what this is all about. I think we got off a little bit and we started catering to the big wigs and people in the industry and people who've had a track record of doing great things and people who've been successful. But you know what? When you dig deep and realize what this is all about and what it's for, we're an average and ordinary company for above average and ordinary desire people. We're here for people who are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. When I got started in the industry, I was just a broke, tired of seeing my mother cry after working double shifts as a nurse to take care of her type of person. And when somebody offered me an opportunity, I gave it everything I got. And if you go through all these directors, Juliet sleeping in her car, raising her children, if you just go through them, what you realize is that we've always been a company that's for people that are just sick and tired of being sick and tired. People who have just been working hard. It's not because they weren't willing to work hard. It's not because, but they just didn't have the right vehicle that allowed their hard work to turn into something that could absolutely change their lives. And sometimes we start looking for these people we think that are going to make it short and quick and easy to get to the top. And the truth is that person's right there in front of you. It's that person that's sick and tired of being sick and tired. Everything says that she shouldn't have been able to do it, but she did it, and she did it anyway. And she did it with style. She did it with grace. She did it with poise. Nobody really knew her story and how much she went to get to where she was. And that's why you saw it pour out of her, Scott. And I think she brought us all back to where we need to be. We are a company for people who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'll tell you who's not sick anymore. And that's Tashana Richardson. If she's on the line, I just want you to say a few words to let people know how you feel from coming out of your first convention.
Oh, my God, I am still on a high. I've never been in any type of business like this, but I am so happy that when opportunity knocked at the door, I did not peep out the blinds. I'm so excited about that. I mean, I have been blushing and cheesing, and everybody has been just showing me so much love, but prior to that, you're talking to a woman that was sick and tired, and I was tired, and I was sick, and I was just frustrated. And when this opportunity came, it was like either this or nothing. It was all or nothing. You're talking to a woman that has been evicted. You're talking to a woman that had pulled electricity from my next door neighbor house to my house because I didn't have enough money to pay the light bill. You're talking to somebody that's been in the system, telling me when I can feed my kids every 19th of the month. You're talking to a woman that had to bury her child 4 years ago. You're talking to a woman that did not know which way to go. If it was not for Surge365, If it was not for Renee Toppin coming to me, telling me I found another way, I would be doing the same thing that I was doing, and it was not enough. It just wasn't enough. And so I don't know if anybody on the line look at it as a business, but I look at it as a ministry, because it has changed my life. I can't express how much it has changed my life. This company has allowed me in a short period of time to show me another way. Like, you don't have to beg. You don't have to have the crumbs. God created this entire earth for us to see, and that means I have access to it. The Sea Lake was not the only piece of water that my children can see now. They had a field day at the beach for the first time, running out the water because they didn't know it was salt water. They was throbbing at the mouth. I didn't understand what was wrong with them. But to experience that, watching them at the beach for the first time, you can't put a price on that. That moment for me was priceless. So this is a company that's encouraging you to go make memories with your family at affordable prices. The travel to me is the bonus. Changing people's lives, that's what it's all about. My why was so much bigger than my, everything that I had been through. It was just so strong. And it's like, I have to do this. I had no choice. My son was cheering me on like he was a Surge member. He didn't know what was going on. He just knew his mother was on the countdown. She had to do something. It was do or die moment for me because we didn't have another choice. So this opportunity is more than a business. This is multi-level ministry. I don't know what net marketing it is. I don't care to know what it is. But all I know is that this company has pulled up in my driveway, knocked at my door, and I didn't peep out the blinds. I let it in. And from May 13th up until now, it has changed me and my children's lives, and I'm forever grateful. Back to you, Dwayne. Back to you, Chris.
Well, Scott, I tell you that's it, guys. There's never been a test to determine the heart of a man or a woman. So let's stop prejudging. Let's stop trying to figure out who would be good and who wouldn't. Only common denominator is you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired. Back to you, Scott. Well, thanks, Chris, and a great big thanks to Shauna for proving that you can literally change your life and financially in 90 days. And we're not saying it's going to be easy. What we know is it's possible. From someone who was not an industry legend before, quickly becoming one now. But Coach, these are special times, and this is a really special convention for me. Your recent tune-up caused me to reflect on how much you've meant to so many for so long. And I know you're planning on running full speed to 100 now that you got your heart tune-up done. You're running to 100 to fulfill that vision that your mom had for your life when you were just 16. And I want you to know this. I'll be with you every step of the way. You were incredible at the convention, and I'd like you to wrap things up for us tonight. Coach, over to you.
Well, thank you. Thanks so much, Scott. The convention was really wonderful. It was just a highlight of my life dealing in conventions. I mean, I don't know how many I've done, but I've done a lot of them. But this one was something so special. It was so wonderful. But one of the things that happened, Scott, that reminded me of something that happened 62 years ago, and I remember it. It's back when Roger Bannister broke the 4-minute mile. Everyone said it's impossible, humanly impossible, to run a mile in less than 4 minutes or run it in 4 minutes. And Roger Bannister broke that. And it was amazing what happened since then. That's probably the most talked about event in the history of sports. So many illustrations given from it, and talking about how Roger Bannister broke it in May the 6th of 1954, and within just a few weeks, the very next race that was run, 2 or 3 people broke it. Then dozens broke it. Then hundreds broke it. And now, if you run it in 4 minutes, you're going to come in second or third or fourth. And so it's amazing how once that impossible thing that looks like it's impossible
and is broken, what can happen? And Scott, I just got to take my hat off to Shoshana, because she went out and she broke basically the 4-minute mile. Everybody said, "Boy, I'll tell you, you can't get 100 people and put 100 people in and get a 50K bonus." And some of the big hitters tried it, but here a single mom with kids went out and did it. And just like everybody's going to has been referring back to Roger Bannister, we're going to refer back to July of this year, and we're going to say it was, and not May of '54, but it was July and August or July of 16 that the $50,000 barrier was broken with 100 people in their team builders group. And you know what I think, Scott? We're going to see the same thing happen, because we opened it up to everybody. So everybody got a start on the day that we announced it. That's 2 or 3 days ago, and everybody got a fresh start. And in 100 days, you put your 100 people in, and you're going to earn that 50K bonus. The 4-minute mile was broken. The 50,000, 150 days was broken. And it's 100 in what, 100 days, Scott?
You got it, Bob. And it started on
100, and so it was August the 6th is when it kicked off. That's when it starts. So you do 100 in the 100 days from August the 6th, and you will be one that will be following that 50K that was broken. And we just take our hats off to Roger Bannister and to Shima. Scott, I'll tell you what, I'm so excited, and I'm so glad to hear all the excitement of everybody that was on the call tonight. It's time for us to go out and do it. I closed my session talking about, when you hear about something good, you're convicted about it, then go do something about it. And that's exactly what we're doing. We're seeing sales going through the roof, and we appreciate each one of you. Let's go out and let's join the team, the group that breaks that $50,000 bonus with 100 in 100 days. We're proud of all of you. We love you. We were a little over on the call tonight, but we had so much information. Go get them, Tagger. We love you. Bye now.
For those of you who love what you heard, please get back in touch with the person who told you about Surge365 and the Vortex. This is Ken and Cynthia Reed in Muncie, Indiana. And if we told you about it, or you have a Vortex free site from us, you want to get the full service treatment. So give us a call at 317-721-4814 if this is your first time hearing about the Vortex. If not, get back in touch with the person who told you about Surge365 and the Vortex. God bless. The date is 8/10/2016.